Yo, what is up YouTube, this is your boy Charles here, back again with a brand new video for y'all today. And this is a hand trap tier list, so without further ado, drop the like, feel free to comment, and always feel free to subscribe. So yeah, without further ado, let's begin. Alright, so obviously from the title, it's supposed to say hand trap tier list, but it shows freaking Imperial Order on the screen, so yeah, I just put that because I just feel like it, so honestly, it's whatever. So yeah, Artifact Lancia. This card is just so good of a card. Past formats, this card has been such a game changer, so honestly, it's like, what can you really say to that? So, freaking Artifact Lancia, it stops basically tier 1 decks in general, but I don't know about Sword Soul. Like, Sword Soul, I think the banishing effects, like, based on, like, I don't know. I mean, I forgot what Sword Soul, like, in terms of, like, their graveyard effects does, like, graveyard to banishing effects. I know that there's one card that just brings out a token, but I mean, like, doesn't really make a difference in general, so honestly, like, this card just stops freaking Phantom Knights in an instant. It just stops on the spot, and because Phantom Knights is the best deck ever in this format, it just stops it all. So, easily by far the best freaking hand trap that we ever have. Ash Blossom. This card, without a doubt, ever since Maximum Crisis comes out, like, this card has always been just another game-changing card to this day, and, you know, it's just such a good card that, you know, a lot of cards nowadays that has to be added from deck to hand, we're just gonna not let you play the game for a little longer, you know? Just let you stop your turn and just end the game from there on, you know what I'm saying? So, Battle Fader, freaking, I decided to put it on here because, you know what, just why not, just for the video. Like, Battle Fader, if you like to play stall mode, honestly, like, with just burn decks in general, like, this is probably the best card for you. But, you know, in terms of meta, obviously this card is just not that good in general. You can't really see nothing else to that. Like, it just stalls you from just battle phase. But then, don't forget, nowadays that there's a lot of negates on the field, so it's like, this card is just kind of ass in general, so... It's just kind of ass in general, so we'll just put in the trash section. Chaos Hunter. I thought this card is actually good in this format, but like, I feel like it's just a waste of a slot in general. It's like, I'd say it's like in between and trash, but you know, we're just gonna put on because it's just not that big of a card to use in general, so you know what I'm saying. Contact C. This card's really interesting. I remember like the last formats we had, like this card was actually really decent. It was actually really decent in the last format. I think it was two formats ago. But yeah, this card was good at one point, but now it's just not there at them because, you know, now that we have Brave Token to deal with and stuff, it's like there's just nothing you can really. Ally of Justice, this card, I remember this card like a year ago. It was actually really good to stop Drytrons when it was first released. I think it was like a year or two when Drytrons were released. Let me know down below in the comment section. This card's really, I mean, it's not really that good because honestly, it's just Drytrons. Like, Drytrons gets hit every time. Now that Eva's banned, is like, you don't have to really deal with that card anymore, so honestly, it's just not the same. So yeah, this is straight up dog shit. So yeah, it's whatever. So DD Crow, this card's actually not bad. It's really not bad. Can't really see nothing else to it. Freaking DD Crow, freaking iconic card back in the day. I think Edison format was when this card was used, along with Effect Veiler and other stuff. It's really good hand trap. Really good hand trap to side or to main deck. The only reason why this card's being used right now because of obviously Bird Up. And I feel like people are still playing Bird Up to this day. Now it's just not the same without Cyborg nowadays, so it's like, what can you really say to that? So, Drone Lockbird. Honestly, this card is just by far godlike. It's not even a question. Freaking Drone Lockbird is just so good. Just stops every single combo deck that just constantly searches a card from deck to hand. That's literally all it is. Like, everything nowadays, like, it stops Dragon Link, it stops freaking, I think, Phantom Knights as well. Obviously, Phantom Knights mostly relies on graveyard heavy, so it's like, this card just does wonders. So, Effect Veiler, this card is really good. It's still a good card to this day. You can't really say nothing to that. It's just not that, I mean, all I can say to this card is like, it's just a waste of space, like in terms of this format, now that everyone's running the Brave Token engine now. So, this card is like, it's still good, but like when it comes to like TCG standard, like, you know, people, like nowadays people can't even afford like spending like 8 cards itself, like freaking Rite of Armnesia, freaking Water Enchantress, those are like $60 now. It's like freaking, I don't know what Yu-Gi-Oh's thinking when they decide to make cards that this expensive. To this day, like, I always still want to buy Pot of Prosperity, but it's like, and Droplets, even though I have 1 copy of Droplet, it's like, those are like the 2 cards I really need for staples. And basically all the staples I need is just, I'm done from there. So it's like, they're expensive for no reason. I don't know why. Like, no matter how many times they reprint a card, it's like, they're gonna be expensive no matter what, so it's whatever. So anyways, evenly match, yes. Probably like the best side deck card option that you can ever ask for. I'm just glad I have 3 copies of this card, ultra rares, so it's like, it's really good going second. It's just such a good hand trap. I love this card. It really does wonders, and you know, it just changes the game. Just banishes non-targeting, non-destructive, you know, it just banishes every card except one. So really good card. Phantasme. So Phantasme, I think like a few formats ago, like this card at one point was actually like, it was actually really good due to draw power. Now it's kind of ass again. It's not the same card that we see nowadays in the past formats, because you know, like I said, Brave token, and then like other decks that just stops your freaking board and all that stuff. In general, going first is the worst. Like, going first, you can't really like do much besides like relying on your hand traps, so it's like, it's whatever. So it's not really that good, but still has some potential. So yeah. Ghost Bell and Haunted Mansion. So this card is now finally being used again, like now due to a lot of graveyard heavies and like lots of just a lot of cards just coming from graveyard to deck to graveyard. You get what I'm saying? Like, and cards that are banished, like this card itself, like it could just stop call by easily, but then imagine having another call by the grave that just stops Ghost Spell. That would be funny. But considering that in TCGs obviously have freaking call by at 1, so it's like, why can't he just put it semi-limited when we have to deal with so many hand traps nowadays? So yeah, this card's not bad right now as we speak. So Ghost Mortar and Moonlit Chill. So this is a card that it's actually criminally underrated right now in this format. It's just no one doesn't really use it because basically impermanence is the better option than this card. But however, I like the effect to where like you just freaking target a monster that was special summon from the extra deck or something if I remember, and it just like makes their attack to 0 and it's fully negated until the end of the turn. Like, this card just stops Winda easily. Like, I always gotta mention that because it's like the only way I can only bring up with this card, and it's just so good. So it is mid right now, in between mid and F, but in my opinion, I think this card's not bad. Ghost Ogre and Snow Rabbit. So now that E-Telly's at 3, it's like this card is just really good now, and it's a free extender and it's a tuner, so it's like this is actually really good to main deck now. Nowadays we have to see Halki, Firebrex, and the Auroradon package. So now that we have that, Bricky, I forgot the card, Deskbot or something. Yeah, you get what I'm saying. But yes, this card itself is really good in situations. It's a very situational card. Going second, having to deal with Zeus, this card will do wonders. So yes, it's really good right now. I honestly forgot this card's name. Is it Ghost Winter Reaper? Yeah, I don't even remember the name. This card is actually not bad. It's like good for certain decks that really doesn't need the extra deck as often. It's a really good card, but it's just not being used because it's just a waste of a slot to really run into this card. So like, it's kind of trash in my opinion. So no material, I don't know how you guys say it in the comments down below. So like, is it no material or Geo no material? So yeah, this card, I remember like when this card was like released at one point. I mean, my friend remembers it obviously because he won the Dark Neostorm sneak peek. Like, he won that, and people were saying like this card was good when it was first released, but now like that's all in the past now. So it's like this card's kind of ass in today's format obviously, so it's like whatever. It's just not that good. Herald of Orange Light. Remember when Eva was at semi-limited and now went to limited and now it's banned? It's not really that good anymore. So yeah. Infinite Permanence. Yes, this card is really good to this day. You can't really say anything to that. Like, this card is so good unless you get Crossout Designator. Crossout Designator just stops every card, every single stable card. Just imagine if it says extra deck, like Crossout Designator can negate one extra deck monster or some shit. Like, that would be the funniest thing ever. That'd be funny as heck. Heavenly Zephyr Miradora. I thought this card is actually good from the start when it was first released, but it's like, it's not really that good, but it's like maybe one day we might see this card be coming in potential, but it's whatever. Just straight up dog. So yeah. Cyframe Gear Gamma. Yes, this is really good card to this day. Like, it's so good using it with Dragon Link. Sorry for the stutter. It's really good using Dragon Link with this card obviously, because you would like to see Ash Blossom main decking, but if you're running Dragon Link, obviously this card is so good with the freaking Chaos Space package. And yeah, this is just everything about this card. Yeah, it may be stopped by Ash Blossom itself, but the best thing about this card going second is it just stops any type of monster effect. So I just like how this card is still being valuable to this day, and it's just so good. Red Reboot. So probably like the best side option card along with Evenly Matched, but nowadays it's like the odds of drawing this card is like 1 out of 40 obviously, because it's obviously limited in the ban list. So yeah, this card is really good. At most, I think it's the best, only because of that reason, but like only at most because it's the best. Like it's such a good card to run going second. It's just no question to that. So Ravis, I don't know the last names and all that stuff. Like I thought this card was actually good, but I don't know if I remember correctly. I think it's an Omni Negate or something. I don't freaking remember. Like, well, it just says that to target a card on the field to negate and to destroy. But yeah, this card is just, I feel it's underwhelmingly trash. So it's like whatever. You get what I'm saying? Skullmeister. Well, now that like people are running Ghost Spell, people are starting to like look into running this card again. So it's like. And plus this card's not once per turn, so it's like, just freaking run the card, I guess, you know? Based on the deck that you have. However, usually nowadays you see the Brave Engine, so it's like, you mostly see like an average hand traps of, actually an average staples of just 6 to 9 hand traps at most. It used to be like 9 to 12 hand traps at most, but that's the ratios that I remember, but it's like, you know, yeah, this card's at mid. It's not bad. I don't remember. Is this a Ghost Spooky Dogwood? This is a card that like you can like mess around with people. Like it's like a stalling card, similar to I forgot the name. Freaking Spooky Dogwood is actually so funny. Like just stall the game throughout the like Mystic Mine. Like actually the end board. Imagine having the end board Gravity Bind, Mystic Mine, Skill Drain, like all the floodgates, and then have this card. Well, actually no, Mystic Mine's not gonna make. Mystic Mine's not gonna do work if you have this card in your hand, because I forgot. Because yeah, you get what I'm saying. So yeah, this card is straight up trash in general. So, and the last but not least, Token Collector. Yes, this card is really good, because now that everyone's running the Halki Fibrex and the freaking token package and all that stuff, you get what I'm saying? Freaking Draco Sack. This card is by far a very good side option / hand trap to run, and honestly it is worth buying right now before it might go up in price because of this format. But I feel like as time goes on, we're not going to see this card being used. Actually, I think after the next format, I think everyone's going to run the Brave Tenyi more than Sword Soul as a whole, because freaking when I looked up Brave Tenyi, that deck just does so much combos, way more than Sword Soul in the long run. And even freaking, I think it's Adventure Tenyi in OCG, that's the deck name, / Brave Tenyi. That's like the best deck next to Despia right now on the OCG format as we speak. So yeah, yeah guys, what do you guys think about this hand trap tier list? Do you guys think it's the most accurate tier list you guys ever see? Let me know down below in the comment section if it's really perfect or whatnot. I don't care. Like, if I'll take every single criticism on here. So without further ado, this is Charles, and I'm out of here. So peace out.
Girl, I can't take it, these temptations. Keep my heart racing, make love face it.